Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's third video, doing the ECMWF 42-day forecast. For today's third video, going to look at the weather for the next 6 weeks with the extended ECMWF model. So I shall get on that for you very shortly. We normally release these on a Saturday morning, but sometimes we release them on a Friday night if we're going to be busy on a Saturday. We're going to have the first Easter update coming up for you tomorrow, as well as a weekend forecast and a 10 to 14 days. So I thought we'd do the ECMWF video, this evening. So I shall get on that for you in a second. Just say that the first video released today was January Friday, of course, was on Friday, month head log ahead, and also 10 to 14 day as well, with all of regular features. So have a look at those two videos when you're done with this one. Right, big thanks to ECMWF.int for supplying us with the charts. Let's have a look at the mean cell pressure anomaly for week 1 then. So this is going to take us from the 22nd to 29th of March. The last week of March looking very spring-like here, with high pressure centred across many sort of western parts of Europe and in Central Europe as well. Low pressure is up towards Greenland and Iceland. Jet streams being pushed northwards as well. So yeah, that looks like classic sort of spring weather, doesn't it? High pressure to the south, low pressure to the north, and should be pretty mild. This is how the 500 millibar height anomaly is looking from the North Pole view down. Again, we've got above average heights across the northern and western parts of Europe, below average heights, low pressure up to the northwest. Jet streams up here as well. Yeah, so it just looks very, very classically mild with southwesterly winds. Maybe a bit unsettled mostly in the north and in the west. Temperature anomalies for Ireland and the UK are coming out above average for week 1, 22nd to 29th of March. And precipitation anomalies are looking a little bit wetter than average just to our northwest, but a bit drier than average to our east and south. Most places a bit on the drier than average side, but a bit on wet side in the northwest. Right, that's week 1 done. Let's have a look at week 2. Then this is the 29th of March to the 5th of April. So with this one we've got high pressure covering much of northern Europe, actually. Plenty of high pressure across northern and eastern parts of Europe. Also some high pressure in the Atlantic. This white area here is like weaker pressure. So not necessarily low pressure, but it's lower pressure. So this might be a little bit showery at the very least. It could be a little bit showery with some lower pressure, if not necessarily particularly low pressure, coming in from off the Atlantic. Week 2, 500 millibar height anomaly. Just looks rather anticyclonic. The centre is like to our east. So I don't think this is an overly unsettled, but it might be a little bit more changeable. There might be some lower pressure in the Atlantic, but it doesn't look like we're going into a very unsettled spell there. Temperature anomalies for week 2, 29th of March to 5th of April, are milder than average again for most parts of northern and western Europe. Ireland and the UK is included in that as well. And the precipitation anomaly for week 2, which is going to be 29th March to 5th of April. A little bit wetter than average for like Scotland and Ireland. Near normal or no signal elsewhere. Driest weather looks like it is being shunted eastwards a little bit. So I'll say it might be slightly more unsettled week that. Or let's say change. Well, unsettled probably going too far. Week 3 takes us back to high pressure again. This is the 5th through to the 12th of April. High pressure then is in the North Atlantic to west of Ireland and ridging into UK and Ireland into much of Europe as well. The 500 millibar height anomaly for week 3 from the 5th to the 12th of April. Again, just quite a bit of high pressure domination from the Atlantic into western parts of Europe. The position of the ridge is like 2 hour west, so we're probably pulling in something a bit cooler with winds here more from like a west-northwesterly direct. So I don't think it'll be quite as mild. Let's have a look at temperature. Notice there is a cool down there going on. So it's not cold, but it does turn cooler with more of a northwesterly wind there in week 3. And the precipitation anomaly for week 3, largely dry than average. High pressure again is centred just to our west. Right, that's that one done. Let's have a look at week 4. Because the further out we go, the more unreliable we get. If you're enjoying this extended 6 weeks look ahead, then please smash your like button. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to tell your friends to subscribe as well. Drop a comment, and so much for doing that. Right, this is how week 4 is looking mean cell pressure anomaly 12th through to the 19th of April. High and dry, high pressure continues to rule the roost here, centred more or less over top of Ireland and the UK. So it does look like it's a very anticyclonic sort of outlook as we're going into May. Again, the 500 millibar height anomaly is depicting high pressure ridging in from the west and into western parts of Europe. The week 4 temperature anomaly, again, no particular sense. So perhaps there is a little bit of a cool down going on around the middle part of April, but nothing overly dramatic being suggested. And of course, if high pressure still more or less over top of the country, we're in for another dry week as well. Right, go through to week 5. This is the 19th to the 26th of April. Pressure's a bit weaker here, but the high pressure, there is high pressure there, it's a bit weaker, and it's kind of more centred to our east. Now, this is quite interesting because if we get high pressure to the east, of course, we'll start to bring up winds from the south. So could that be turning significantly warmer there? Let's have a look at the 500 millibar height anomaly. That's suggesting the high pressure is more or less over the top of the country. If we start getting that high pressure centred a little bit to our east, then we'll draw up a more of a southerly type flow. I would expect temperatures are going to lift up here. Yes, the suggestion is there for temperature to become milder across Western Europe. Ireland and the UK is included in that. And the precipitation anomaly, a weaker signal, still largely on the drier side. And then the final week is week 6, which is going to take us from the 26th of April to the 3rd of May. What happens? Let's have a look. And of course, it's going to start running slow now, isn't it? So we find that there's no signal really in week 6, except for some lower pressure to be getting going to our north. So could that be starting to turn more unsettled there into the beginning of May? Let's have a look at the 500 millibar height anomaly. See what that shows. So yeah, it looks like it's getting a little bit more unsettled. Right at the very end of April into May, some lower pressure around Iceland, some higher pressure pulled out into the Atlantic, or high pressure pulled out into the Atlantic, possibly bringing in a little bit more of a westerly, and rather more unsettled there as we go into the final month of mid-tropical spring. Temperature anomalies are showing no particular signal. Probably, if anything, still a bit on the milder side, both for Northern Europe. Whoops, don't want that. And finally, precipitation anomalies for week 6. Again, very weak signals. Could be suggesting that things are getting a little bit more unsettled just to our northwest. If you enjoyed this video, please can you smash the like button, make sure you subscribe to the channel. You'll be able to see future weather content if you do that. And don't forget to tell your friends, family, everybody else to subscribe. Thank you so much. If you're drop a comment, let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. Right, so that's it for this week's extended EC look ahead. So all very, very classic sort of spring conditions, really. Nothing particularly dramatic showing up there. Possibly like a signal for high pressure to dominate through a large part of April. So I suppose we could be in for a notably dry April if it comes off. Won't be particularly exciting. It'll be leaving me struggling to find things to talk about in the videos in what is already like the quietest month of the year for GavsWeatherVids in April. So yeah, I could be left struggling. I may take some days off or something. You probably won't need a daily videos in April if that comes up, because it does not look particularly exciting, I have to say. And then just a suggestion, it might get a bit more unsettled as we get through to the beginning of May, but of course that's 6 weeks away, and is very much up in the air, if you pardon the pun. Right, so that's it then for today's videos. Tomorrow we're going to start off with weekend forecast. We'll have a 10 to 14 day with all regular updates as well, and then tomorrow evening we'll begin the countdown to Easter. For this one though, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.